Hello. So this is the third weekend of February, and we are sticking with our theme that God is love. And this week we're going to be talking about loving your neighbors. So we're going to be learning about the Good Samaritan. Our first opening activity is the game that the kids will just sit in a circle, all on their chairs. You'll have one person who sits in the middle, and then you just pick somebody and you ask them a question. Do you like your neighbors or not? If they say, no, I do not like my neighbors, they get to pick two people that they'd rather sit by, and then those two people have to come and change places with the two people that are sitting next to them as quickly as they can, and the person in the middle is going to try and grab one of those seats, and then whoever's left who doesn't have a seat is it. If the person says, when you ask, how do you like your neighbor? If they say, I like my neighbors just fine, then everybody in the room switches seats. And the person in the middle is going to try and grab a seat really quick. So it's just a fun activity to get us started, talking about who our neighbor is, and then we will go right into story time. There is a video this week on story time, so if you tell the story, you can either just show that video and then talk about that afterwards, have some interaction with the kiddos, or you can just do the lesson as it's written out, or however it works best for you. We're going to talk, then we have our blessing as always. We have our after story review questions, and then we're going to have our craft. So we had our activity at the beginning, we're going to have our craft at the end, and our craft today is making a little Band-Aid man. So each kid will have a verse sheet, or a sheet that's going to have a little verse that says, the Lord can help you love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. And then it just has the Good Samaritan address at the top so that they can read that when they get home. All you need for them to have is crayons, markers, whatever, something like that, a Band-Aid. They each get one Band-Aid and two googly eyes, and they just make their Band-Aid person. This is just going to help them to remember the story and maybe go out into the real world and tell other people about this awesome story that we learned about and how Jesus taught us to love our neighbors, which are everyone, because we as Christians are to spread his love to everyone. Okay, that's about it. Then we have prayer time. It's all written out for you. I would encourage you to take some time and pray with those kiddos. Take some prayer requests. Just thank them. Thank God all together. There's just so much power in us praying together. And it just makes us closer as a group and as a classroom as well. I would also like to encourage you this week to maybe think about somebody in your class who maybe is struggling, or somebody that when you're praying has a real heavy prayer, because it's Valentine's Day on Friday. Maybe sending out a Valentine to them would be something that would really, really change their life and at least change their week, right? So just to know you care. I think as teachers, it's really important that we let these kiddos know how much we care about them and show them God's love, just as we are taught to do. So that was my encouragement. If you don't have the child's address, you can certainly call your campus supervisor or me, or email me, and I would be glad to get you their address if you would like to send them a Valentine or just a note of encouragement or anything like that. Next week, we're going to move on to Zacchaeus, and that's it. That's all I've got for you. So pretty easy week this week. Have a great week reading up on the Good Samaritan and how Jesus answered that question that people were trying to be kind of tricky, right? The lawyers were trying to boost themselves up. So have a great time reading that over and seeing how great our God and how good our God is. See you on Sunday.